But I am honestly, I'm forever indebted to him for that conversation. And so I thank you to him. And then Toni, every time we're around you, Canada was so fun.
I have to tell the story the first time we met Toni. So we had been in the business, not on her.
I am so not prepared for this. Can you all hear? Can you hear?
Under Toni, and so she's like,
"Give me a second. I'm trying to get ready."
They are, you know. And so we met, and I have to finish that story by saying you have taken us in as your own since that very moment.
Okay, so far
we've gotten to travel the world with y'all, and
I'm having a hard time.
Hold on. Laughter and all the things. She has had pukes and diarrhea for the last few days, and she still shows up. So
oh my God, they're talking about puke and diarrhea.
There's no better excuse. You know what I mean? So if you got to make a run, we know where you're going.
Oh my God.
But thank you for getting on here and sharing your time, your heart, your wisdom, all the things.
We're in a Zoom call with Toni.
I don't want to repeat much of what they said, but she is the Mo Mama to all. Like they said, she's one of the originals, and she's going to chat a little bit about that
Y'all,
tonight.
I was not prepared.
But if you're on any kind
Just
of
stay with me here.
Hold on. Toni's on all of them, right? And here we are.
Stay with me here. I'm coming.
And she helps us like we're her.
I'm coming. Don't go nowhere.
She doesn't benefit off of us at all. But she would literally do anything to help the masses. Like, you want to talk about the heartbeat of Monat? You want to talk about when Ray and Stuart have an idea, they call Toni. Or Toni calls them and says, this is what we need to do. Okay. All right? So she's running the ship as well. So we are beyond honored that she's talking to us, right? And so thank you, Toni, so much for giving us your time.
All right, so we are on a Toni
first of all, I'm exceptionally honored to be here today. I'm sorry, I'm just turning off my notifications. I realized I did not do that. So there we are. We don't have any little bing, bing, bangs. So you guys, I'm really honored to be here, and I was so really just blown away that you asked me to be a part of this for your team. It means so much to me.
Oh, they brought her in special.
It also speaks.
Make sure you share this so people know that I'm on this call. Okay, share this out.
Back in the beginning, and really, I had found the company in June of 2014. I still have the first email saved, and so. Here we are through a lot of trials.
There is somebody driving. Somebody is currently
driving. A lot of challenges. And we're still
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to rename this. Give me a second.
And we're in our third phase of rebuild in our organization. So I just want you to know that let me just go back a little bit. I started working in the restaurant industry when I was in my teens. I grew up in that. It put me through college. Then I started running restaurants. And it was great, but, and I loved it, but I started having children. So that was not conducive to my schedule.
God
with
forbid
having
to have
kids
children.
and wanting to be a present parent, working in an industry like that. So I started my own brick and mortars. I had two. One did well, but the other one did really, really well. So throughout all of that, living in Detroit, Michigan, when we had the first recession and the big three started laying off people left and right, half of our accounts were gone overnight. So I had to think quick on my feet. And I had always said no to network marketing because I didn't understand the industry, right? We had a really good client through one of our businesses. She had started in a personal care products company. I went
there is
and saw
a young lady who is driving right now while she's listening to this.
As soon as that was over, I knew that somehow, some way, this would be the path probably for the rest of my life. Now, I've been through a lot of failures in this industry. I've been through 3 company closings. Monat is my 5th company.
I think you're in a big failure right now because you're losing market partners.
It's about, really funny. And the first company I was in for 8 years.
Oh, yeah?
The next company that I was in for 6 years, and I saw it from its inception until its closing. Then I went on to another company that didn't last, opened it, and it closed in 7 months.
Oh, did
it?
So,
you could call me a 3-time
Can you all
loser,
hear her?
But I still knew that I was meant for this industry. So lo and behold, throughout the process, found Monat in June of 2014, jumped in with both feet and didn't look back. And we didn't know what we didn't know.
You didn't know what you didn't know.
So the one thing that I will tell you about this is that this is the greatest industry with the most leverage in the entire world. There isn't anything else out there where you can leverage something, products, the website, everything that's done. And basically that's your vehicle and you get in the car and you're the driver.
Well, somebody's driving right now.
So that's all about you. So when we started, In 2014, we were only in the US, only had 9 products. We didn't release a
I
product,
don't
you
understand.
guys, until February of the following year.
Never.
Now,
did
I'll
bad
tell you
tax
something
advice.
else, and they thought it was really bold, and this was our first RSD, and Stuart at the time. And I told them that I was going to do $1 million by March 31st of 2015, and they both looked at me, and they had projections of doing 1 million in a year.
Well,
And
that
they
seems
both
like
looked
because
at
you're
me and
probably
they
a
were
pushy
like,
sales
That's
lady.
a really big goal. And you know what?
Well,
Guys, we hit
everything's
it
really
in
big to
February.
Stuart.
So we hit that $1 million team mark in February in just a few short months. So then in April of 2015, like Kyle said, my husband was the first repurposed spouse. He stayed home for
Such
2
a
years,
queen.
got the bug in Houston at 2017, and that's when he came on board to work this business with me.
Oh my goodness, another
he stayed at home
driver.
for a few years,
Oh,
focused on
Carl's
the kids
doing
'cause
good.
they were
Thanks,
still
Carpenter.
younger. But you know what? Ever since 2017, and we partnered up together, let me tell you, when you work, and you don't have to work with your spouse or your significant other. I'm not saying that.
Oh, don't you?
You
You
just
don't
make
have to work with your
stronger
spouse.
connection, a stronger team.
It
and we've
makes
seen
your
our
marriage
business
bigger.
grow immensely ever since he came on board, because
I'm
you know
sorry
what?
that I'm wearing this.
Team is not about one,
Me
right?
and
You gotta
Carl
have at
were
least
gonna
2
have
on
a
a team.
special time,
So
but I
whether
decided
that's
to
just
hop on
you
tonight. So I made a nice little negative team.
somebody in your downline that you're running with, or a cross-line person that you're partnering with.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure that you have somebody holding yourself accountable.
Yeah, how many people are you
Now,
scamming?
I want to talk to you what attracted me to Monat. And for those of you that don't know, I've lived a very green and clean organic life for the last 20 years.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
this was nothing unknown to me. And I was already using clean beauty or hair care products.
Yeah,
And
okay. The
when
way that your
Monat
purple
fell
hair
into my
looks, I
lap,
beg to differ.
We didn't even have products to try before I could sign up on August 15th.
Well, then how
I
can you be
got
a product of the
package 3
product if
days
you didn't have
after
products to
that.
try?
And then my husband
She's
and
so
I
good.
both showered with the volume shampoo and the revitalized conditioner, because that's all we got. And it was in a box of purple squigglies. And we had like a hairgasm moment, right? We knew that this was going to be huge.
It's
and
going to
so
be huge.
we just jumped in and we ran with it. And you guys, we didn't have marketing materials. We didn't have Instagram. We didn't have, Facebook wasn't what it was now.
They didn't have anything.
We had nothing.
You had
We had
nothing.
a one-page landing page that you could go look at the website. We didn't have a back office website that you could look into.
Sounds like it was a
You
real
could see
shit
nothing.
show.
In my first month, I missed MMM by one market partner.
Oh,
and they wouldn't give it to me. I was so mad.
Well, because you didn't follow the rules. You can't just be a market
that
partner.
started our journey. Now, what has happened is that Monat now has better systems. They have more product.
Oh, hear her.
They
She
have
just said
way
she missed
more
MMM by one
things
market
for
partner,
you guys
so she
to
couldn't
use
recruit enough.
that you
Oh,
can
my
be-
goodness.
There are people that are way more successful than me right now, and that's fine because they have different skill sets. But we also have way more tools. But we got to be a part of that in the beginning. And I'm going to tell you what makes the difference.
No,
And I
Sheila,
really
she
love
was
what you
not
said about
MMM
Ray and
first
Stuart,
month, you
because
nut.
we don't have as many conversations as we used
No, I
to
can't.
when we first were starting, but we got to build the culture. And culture eats strategy for breakfast, which is one of my favorite quotes. That's from John Maxwell himself.
I don't know any other
is that
Barb. I'm
you
Barb.
have to
This
build
is Toni Van
trusting
Schleck.
relationships, because this entire business is built on trust. And once you lose trust, it's really hard to get back.
Oh, I know, Toni. Nobody trusts you.
A couple of key things I'm going to tell you about why our product is so good. We do more clinical testing.
She said why our product is so good.
We sustainably farm. We're non-GMO. You guys, we literally look for the best ingredients of the best of the best.
Oh, do
and
you?
so it doesn't get released to market without doing those clinicals first. It's extremely expensive.
Can you give
to
us
do
the
that.
name of the
So
places
you
that does
know
the
that our product
clinicals?
is lock, stock, and barrel, and our own technology. I was so excited for that when they came out with the monosomes. I was like, "Holy crap! You guys better watch out, because we are going to even take this industry further. We're going to come out with technology like Blevins that cannot be replicated. And so, you guys, you have to look at what you have. You have everything that you need at your fingertips. And honestly, you don't need a lot. You know, this business is simple. It's 4 steps. It's about you growing your contact list. It's about you having events. It's about, you guys doing the follow-up. And it's about utilizing social media. And you lather, rinse, repeat. And I have said that since day one.
4 times.
And I still use that to this day, and it serves us very well.
Well, you're losing market partners. You're hemorrhaging people. Somebody's foot's in the camera.
Talking about, and those are the 4 income producing activities that I have our team focus on. those have to
I
be
remember.
daily, consistent. That's all basics, y'all. You cannot just use social media to run your business. If you're not doing face-to-face events, you better know that you're leaving half your paycheck on the table.
You should get on a
Because
tandem bicycle
your
and
business
go
is a
biking with your
combination
husband
of
and just
both.
throw shampoo
Now,
at people.
we didn't have
That's what I
social
think.
media like we do today. I built my entire business based on face-to-face, based on relationships I already built.
You
I
probably
went to
forced
those
a
people
lot
first,
of people into
then I got
joining
some
you.
more courage because there was kind of like a bad thing that happened with the last company that I was with, and but then coming to Monat,
Were
so
they
there was
racist?
some challenges there. But when
Were
I
they
posted it on
racist?
Facebook, do you want to know the first market partner I got?
Who?
Ann Fisher.
Oh no, not
Hello.
Ann Fisher.
Right? Everybody else I knew personally that I had
She's
brought
so
in, which was only
famous.
two
Nobody
market
knows who
partners.
she
Then I got
is.
Ann Fisher, and then Amy Lazar, who's a part of the Miami 11, came to
who
me through a
cares?
referral through our first RSD. So you guys, you just never know. You just never know. And
You never
cannot
know, baby. You
prejudge.
never know,
must
baby. You
talk
never
to
know, baby. You
everyone
never
because
know.
even
But
the
don't
most
talk to the
successful,
haters.
busy people are usually the people that need it the most.
Oh, hello,
So,
Bethany. Yeah, I
I
hope
kind of
Mallory
touched
is.
on this,
Mallory
but
won't
real
need you
quick,
wrong.
I want to talk about the cycle of business.
Oh, the
You guys, I
cycle of
mentioned that we were on the
business.
third rebuild,
It's a big
but your
old
business is going to
scale.
cycle every 2 to 3 years.
Oh,
We're gonna
I have a
we're
cycle
gonna
every
have
40 days.
growth a little bit. It's going to go like this, right? And then you're
It's
going to be
gonna go like
chugging
this.
along. Then it'll probably plateau. And then all of a sudden you're going to have hockey stick growth. Then it'll plateau, and then it'll start self-correction. What happens is that we saw during COVID, in which most of you did because you are a little bit of a newer team.
This is not an
I
opportunity
think
call.
Camelback was in 2018, so you may have not seen that first rebuild phase, but you definitely saw the second one, and now the third one. You guys, it's a cycle of business. It happens
It's
if you have a brick and mortar.
cycle of
You see if it
business.
happens if you're in a
What is this
corporate
game?
job
What
or
is this game?
position,
What is this
or
game?
even like if you're working in the restaurant industry or the hospitality industry, or maybe there's massage therapists in here. You have stylists in here. You know that there's all an ebb and flow to business. But
No,
this is why
not
it's so
the way
important
that you
to
do
create
it.
those customer relationships, because you know that your customers are your next best market partners. So just
She just said your
remember
customers are
what
your
you
next
do
best market
as
partners.
a market partner,
You're
as
in
a
a
leader,
pyramid
that when
scale.
times are down, that is when you have to work the hardest. Because
You have to
what you
recruit
do
the hardest.
right now, you will reap and sow 30, 60, 90 days from now. I made a commitment to go back to my business on January 1st and totally focus on my personal business and let my leaders lead, because they know how to lead. I cannot
and
be
she's
a
been
babysitter to them,
hemorrhaging
right?
market
You're
partners.
You're creating
Her
codependency.
15th of the month
When I
bonus
made
check
that
was
commitment
like
to myself,
$30,000 less than it was last
April,
month.
no, March, I built 2 blocks. I hadn't done. Listen, I was having a really bad dry spell. I hadn't sponsored anybody since October,
Sounds
and
like you and
I
your
was
husband are
busting
doing so well.
balls to do it, right? So I built 2 blocks, sponsored 3 people, built a block last month, sponsored 2 people, but it's all about blocks, right? So focus on the basics. Build those blocks, do your events, follow
Building
up,
blocks.
and do your
I've
social
got
media.
some Jenga. Can we play Jenga?
Next thing is, okay, so we have had some, and again, it's going to happen.
What's
it
gonna
happened with another company that came after our leaders in 2016, and then it happened again in 2018. We saw kind of like another kind of
you want to talk
exodus
about
recently.
She's
You know
talking
what,
about
guys?
exodus.
I'm going to tell you right now is that every single person that has left this, directors, MMs, even MMBs, they can't cut it. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing about the company or anything like that. I firmly feel, knowing our comp plan, which is still the best out there, almost 8 years to the day, that still pays out 52 cents on the dollar. And you guys, look at all the bonuses and all of the extras they gave us that
52
month.
cents on the
It's
dollar
costing
is
us a
not-
lot more than that. It's an investment into you. So think about this.
Oh my God.
Every single training call that they provide for us, every single trip, every summer loving, every
Had
single
me
thing
a
that they do is an
blast.
investment into you. That's one thing that Ray and Stuart know, is that they have to invest and have that trust with the leaders in the field, or you
But
don't
she just
have
said
a
that the ones
company.
that left couldn't cut it.
So that's why the grass will never be greener on the other side, because
Well, that's because grass is not
many
actually
owners
supposed to
in this
be
industry,
around. It should
and
just be
they do
clover,
not
like
have the
we
heart
would
that
grass.
Ray and Stuart have. Not even close.
Not even
Not a
close.
shred.
Not a shred, because Ray and Stewart are scammers, and they're unethical.
The other thing is too.
Okay, what's the other thing?
When you look at this, and you see people that hop from company to company, and some companies offer stipends, which means they offer
shade.
Come in for 6 months, we'll pay you $10,000. You have to do X, Y, and Z, or you lose all the stuff, and whatever the case may be. That never works because you never truly build that true. Again, it goes back to trust. It goes back to integrity. So, I'm just going to tell you, you all are in the best place right now. And then just to wrap it up. So you guys, I know without a doubt, because I'm a huge numbers keeper. I do all my KPIs. I write down my numbers every day. I see where we are. I go back and I track them. I have everything in a spreadsheet. We're on the precipice of hockey stick growth again. And I truly think that this month is going to be the game changer. And I know that Q1 was a little slower than we anticipated, but you know what? It's self-correction. When you have hockey stick growth like we did during COVID, those numbers are inflated and they're not actually real numbers. So, you've got to look at that. Right now, we're seeing real numbers. Hey, awesome. You know what? We're great. We did $1 million over $1.5 million of what we did the prior month. So you always have to look at the growth long term.
I put in the chat, drop a 1 if you're a lifer.
Last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, the growth has been extremely huge. I mean, there's no other word that I can use. I mean, it's just huge. So
it's huge.
I think with that being said, you guys just take a couple of things. Focus on your personal business. It solves
Toni.
It solves all
Toni
problems.
shriek.
So when you focus on your personal business, okay, your team is going to emulate what you do. And you can't ask them to do something that you're not going to do because that's being hypocritical.
Oh, sure is.
So the one thing is you have to lead by example.
You have to be a scammer
do what
to
you say,
lead
say
the
what you do.
scammers.
So you guys, that was kind of high level,
Say
15 minutes. I know I talked really fast, but I wanted to get all the points in.
Fall
Anything
out.
else?
Honestly,
Toni, that is first of all, I think everybody wants to sign up again. That's amazing. Okay, listen, here's my question to you though. Nothing fails like success. You've had more success than anyone that I know of ever in the history of this industry.
Nothing fails.
Why are you still obviously so excited you can't even probably sleep tonight?
So you know what, Kyle? Because you know what, I have many more people to help, and my junkie is right here. The junkie in me.
She's a junkie.
I love seeing people win. I love seeing people win, and we have so many more people to help.
Funny.
I am far from done. I mean, this is my coffin business. So I'm taking my nation to the grave with me. Well, the kids will get it, but I'm taking it to the grave with me because I wake up excited every single day.
People win.
I
probably can find the numbers to show the people below her are not winning.
Because we've seen all the growth. We've seen everybody blossom. We've seen all these people be successful. But you guys, now,
Katie,
we're small.
Dismissive.
I want to see, the impact of
it is.
a million people making $200 a month.
Well, she believes in, Q&A
having
stuff,
that game-changing income for them. Because that's all we were looking for when I came in.
All you were looking for was a big fat paycheck.
You get lost in the service of others, as Sarah Hill says. That's unbelievable. Yep. I love your
heart.
Sarah
Hill. What's
so good. I mean, I love hearing. I think it's so refreshing to hear somebody that is the original. You've seen it all. You've put in the work, and you still are excited every single day about what you do because you get this is your vehicle of helping others.
Yeah,
and we talk about that all the time. Like how cool is it that we have something that, however you utilize it, you're able to help others achieve whatever it is that they're looking for. So. Thank you, Toni. Everybody's smiling up.
Thanks, guys, for having me. Can I hang out and just listen for a bit?
You were the show. We have nothing else to say, but I have just some thoughts here. You were the show. She was trying to get through that as fast as possible. I was like, actually, you can keep going.
You know what? If you wanted to wrap this up, though, then I could move on with my night.
Tonight. I always think, long term and listening to your story, I'm like, man, God has a reason for everything, right? And like everything happens for
but not with your
and
multi-level
just
marketing.
Hearing your story and learning a little bit more about you, that you're one, very green and a wealth of knowledge when it comes to natural.
Yes, you sure
you've
can.
been sick and you're like, I'm not taking that. I'm gonna do it with this, and that. And
Oh,
all
she's
these
gonna talk
remedies
about
and
how
all the
she's
things,
green.
And I just love that, right?
I can't wait.
And so how that was your connection with Monat of being like, oh, naturally based. Oh, heck yeah.
What about the
right?
Lilial? The Lilial?
And then seeing Kyle just asked you that question, and you said,
Hi,
it's my heart to never stop helping people. I love to see.
You still don't explain how you're helping
right?
anyone.
And so
how does this help people? Amy
even
Rickabach.
your servanthood and your mindset goes in line with, and this is in my heart of hearts.
Tell me all about your
Monat is so
servanthood.
successful, and that is that the leadership from the top
and being poured into
cares
right
about
now.
people. Not cares about money, right? I mean, we could celebrate $10 million. That's a lot. We're all coming to your house for dinner. But we could celebrate that. But the fact that your heart is to serve people, and that's the heart of this company, right?
What?
All of the investments that you have seen throughout the years, like you guys.
How is this
she didn't
serving
have back
anyone?
office,
Somebody
and they
please
used it. I
explain
think
to me
Ann Fisher,
how
she did
this
conference
business is
with them
serving.
and said y'all got paper paychecks in the mail. like
There's
what is that,
FedEx.
right? Like we're over here like month end crunching numbers, and you didn't even have a back office. But you did say you missed MMM your first month by one market partner, and everybody choked at the same time. Like what is that? How does that happen?
Oh my
You've
God.
seen so much, and you've also seen, and I think
You know,
is
I'm
something I
usually a really
want
like
everyone to understand.
reserved
And
woman,
we
but
get
I've got
little
some choice
glimpses,
words for this.
When we were in Miami, and they and talking to the SEDs and stuff about the amount of money that Monat pours into resources.
What resources?
For us. Not only resources, but
right.
all of the campaigns, block bonuses, and like literally every single month you think, how have they continued to do this? Why are they so
It's
good
because
to us?
your shampoo is so
And
damn expensive.
comparatively, Monat's the only company I've ever done. So I don't have anything to compare it to other than stories I hear from other people.
Well,
So just
Google,
kind of in
you should
your
look at
realm
Google.
of just being the queen of all queens and doing.
Excuse me, I think
just
that
kind
I
of
am
been
the
around
queen
block
of all
in
queens,
this
okay?
industry is
I'm the
truly,
queen of all queens.
like, what would be your top three things, obviously, that set Monat apart?
Well, number one, our commitment to clean products and the Mother Earth. That's huge.
Don't talk about that.
That's huge. And we've been asking for the recycling program since day one. And Ray's like, we'll eventually get there. We'll eventually get there. I'm really excited. I'm super pumped that we're going to be a B corporation by 2025. That's a huge, massive deal. It just means that we're sustainable from point A all the way to point Z. The other thing is that the commitment to have the best products that actually work. So it's their commitment. But you guys, I'm going to tell you.
What you going to tell me?
Seeing what I've seen in the industry and knowing who I've known, some of the owners, CEOs of other companies, knowing people that have worked with them, that have actually worked with us, and the stories that I've heard, my own personal experiences.
Yes, that was my
is that
grandkid.
there's a lot of good business owners out there. Don't get me wrong. There's also a lot of shady business owners.
Yes,
out
I'm
there.
looking at
but
one right
especially
now.
in this industry, because a lot of people do poo-poo network marketing still
Don't
to this
do
day.
poo- yeah,
Not a
it is
lot,
poo-poo.
but a fraction.
No, we're more than
Is
a
that
fraction.
is that we walk on the side of honesty.
No,
is that
you
we
do
walk on the side
not.
of trust, and the other companies, two of the other companies that I was in actually did not.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so funny. We were on our director's call today, and Ray had mentioned something about when companies start messing with the comp plan, that's an issue. They're either looking to put more profit into their pocket, or they're not budgeting correctly. And so what Monat does is they set aside money so they can do these promotions.
Well, I
so
just
they can give
said
us some
Mandy and
trips.
Angela are
so
the
they
most
can get,
trustworthy people
invest
I've
into
ever
Tony
met.
Robbins for Monations. I mean, come on, guys, right? So
Would you all stop
they're
jizzing all
always
over
very
Tony
cognizant
Robbins?
of
My
that, and they
God.
always have been. Other companies that I have been with, the handbag company that I was with for 6 years, they were.
Is that
I'm
31
going to be
gifts?
honest, just two greedy bitches, and so they just they just kept taking money out of our pocket, and it was just to the point where
They don't love Jesus like
my
we do.
integrity. I couldn't be a part of that anymore. So I have so many stories, but I'm not going to put it here on a recording.
Ooh, tell us.
Just know that you're in the best place possible, that Stuart and Ray are the most generous people that I have ever worked with in my almost 25-year career.
Oh, are they? Okay.
And
Well, you must not have worked with good people.
In Miami for a little bit, and it's the same way on this call right now. I mean, I don't want to say you're like mom, but we're all like just listening intensely, right? And you've created such trust, right? You've done your job in creating such trust that even just listening to you and roundtable talking, and being on this call tonight and sharing with, our team, all of these things, you've built that trust in everybody. And it's so encouraging. For the first 10 minutes, I'm like, first of all, what is her market partner ID number 1? I think I asked you that years ago.
Somebody answered me back about 31
just
gifts.
the trust that you've built, but like the first 10 minutes, like sweating, like, oh my gosh,
there are
I should sign up all
220
over again. And like Joe was
people in
saying,
this call.
7-8 years later, however long it's been since you were basically the first, look at your passion. Look at you, sick as a dog,
Look at
and still showing
being
up for
so-
a team that you don't benefit
she's
off
sick.
of, and sharing your heart, and like, oh my goodness, that's a testament to, like you said at the beginning, that's just a testament to the leadership and you. So we're all rejoining under you. Then you can have everybody.
And then you'll make so much money.
The one thing that I want to say is that,
Of
Amy,
course you're
we're all
successful. You're
family.
the first team.
We are all family because together we make this better. And I truly, firmly believe that. And I think where that came from is that when I was in that handbag company, there were only 3 of us that were direct. But Dina, Debbie, and we were very close. And so we did, really mentor and work a lot together. And it just made for a much better environment. And I don't believe that just because you're not a part of our team, you are a part of our team. Because collectively, we can all make each other better.
They do. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Siri was
so
here.
that's been the culture that we've created since the beginning, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Toni, you are incredible. And John Maxwell shared this the other day, and you are this. He said that honor is given to someone for what they've done in the past, but respect is given to someone for what they're doing in the present. And you're both. And I don't know many people that are like that, but I think, yes, your integrity, you give, serve all the things, but you're also still in the trenches with us. You've earned well over $10 million. You've helped how much money, change families' lives, but yet you're still building blocks. And I'm like, so much respect for you. And to me, that's what sets you apart and Monat culture apart, because you are Monat. You are a Monat mama. And
You're a Monat mama.
I just can't thank you enough for that, because it's easy to follow someone who's doing it alongside you. And so
And just leaving
thank you
me.
for what you represent.
I'm leaving myself some
Well,
comments.
thank you guys, and I was really honored to be on.
Every
Is
single
there-
person
is
you
there
run
anything
into is
else
a
that you
potential
want me
MP. You
to
can't
share?
decide who wouldn't benefit from this biz.
I have one last question, just because I feel like you can really hit this one hard.
Oh,
but like,
hit it
if
hard.
somebody had, which I guess we all do to some degree, even market partners that are like current market partners. But if these market partners are talking to
Yes, stroke
potentials
the
and they
ego.
have hesitations, what would be like your main thing that you would say to get over that hurdle?
Oh,
So
hesitations.
the one
What
thing
do we
is
get over
the
hesitations?
the hesitation comes from is that you really aren't serving that person. And so the hesitation, like you're not selling, you're sharing, right? So you're sharing. Everybody has a problem, right? They have one of 2 problems. Number one is that we know that 99% of people need more money. So we already know that's a problem. That's in our back pocket, right? So the other thing is we already know that we sell the best damn shampoo on planet Earth.
No, you
that I've said
don't.
since day one.
No, you don't.
So you have to have confidence in how you're speaking to people. You have to have confidence and knowledge about the product, a little bit about the comp plan. You don't have to understand everything, but how is this? Like, this is how I teach new market partners to reach out. And they all have to use their voice or a video. Do not send text. Do not send email. Do not send anything in a written form, because people don't hear your excitement, right? So let's say you're a brand new
Somebody
market
asked what
partner and you're just
KPI
starting.
means. I said,
So you
keep
voice note them and
preaching
you just say,
incessantly.
hey, Sally, I'm super excited. I'm starting a brand new business. I'm in love with it. I'm doing my launch party Tuesday at 7 p.m. We're going to have a little bit of sip and sample. Please come out. I'll buy you a glass of wine. We have some appetizers. And I would just love to share with you what we're offering. I mean, that's it.
So
right?
that means
They
you have
can
to
say
set
yes
up-
or
you have to
no.
throw a
It's not
party.
a big deal.
You have to throw a
And you know
party.
that you have to follow up with them and plug them into the next one.
Yeah, and don't
So
put it in
you
writing.
just have
Right.
to be confident enough and have the verbiage. My thing is that if you're hesitant, practice it. Practice in front of a mirror or record yourself on your phone and listen to
I
it
do
over
that
and
all the
over again.
time.
Because practice does make perfect.
Oh yeah,
But
the more you
the
convince
true
yourself that you're
work
lying,
goes into the practice, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to sponsor 4 out of 10 people right off the bat.
no way.
1 out of 10, you're doing good.
You're doing
But you know what?
great.
The more that you practice and the more that you continue on, the better that you'll get. And then you'll see your percentages go up.
Right,
But
exactly.
the other thing is, like you know in yourself, you have passion for this product. You have passion.
Oh, there's
for
this
the-
poor
for
girl.
the
She's
people,
sitting here next
and you
to
have
her
passion
mom
for the
eating an
patient.
Uncrustable.
They
You can
don't
tell
have
she's
to
just like,
believe
"Can
in your
we
product
not
or
be
your
doing this?"
opportunity. They have to believe that you believe it.
I believe.
I always say the most certain person will always influence the less certain, no matter what it is, right?
The most certain
Amen
person
to
will
that.
always
That's so well
influence the
said.
most uncertain
Okay, one more
person.
question though.
Wait, what was that again? Product, people,
Paycheck.
paycheck.
Product, people,
I want to know
paycheck.
your vision on the next 5 years. So
The next 5
we,
years.
as a team, been here for 5 years. What do your next 5 years look like? Not you, the company as a whole. Like, where do you see us in 5 years? How many millionaires do you see on your team? Like, what do you think this is going to be
Zero.
like?
No millionaires.
You know, Kyle, honestly, I don't know if I can project that number because I think we're going to see it explode.
Yeah,
And I
it
think
is
it's
going to
gonna be.
explode. It's going to
So
explode into
every
smithereens.
single goal that we've set as a team, as a company, we have blown past. You know, talking about the events challenge that they're having right now, they thought 1,000 events was going to, be
his name
barely
is Kyle
made, and they
Kimball.
did 1,250, and so we're doing 1,500 right now, right? So we're always blowing past, and they set the high goals. Let me give you an example. Okay, we opened Australia back in September.
No.
Do you know that we had the most successful month out of any direct selling company ever in that country?
And you weren't
They did
even
$1 million.
selling product.
Guys, they only have 20 million people there.
Yeah, that was
right?
the month that you
Their
proved you were a
projections
pyramid
were
scheme.
half
and not-
that.
Oh my
It's been
God.
the same for every country that they've opened. Lithuania, Spain, Poland, they've all blown numbers off the roof.
Oh yeah, I'm going to
So
blow something
you know
off
what?
the roof.
And I know that Ray and Senior Luis set the bar pretty high, but even their numbers, they blow out of the water. So I will share something with you because I do have a huge team goal, and that'll give you some perspective of where I think Monat is going to go.
Oh, tell me.
Um,
Right into
so,
the gutter. Because the FTC is
Our
coming for
team
you.
goal is to cut that $10 million that we made, cut that time in half. So by December 31st of 2025, our goal is to earn the next 10 million.
Sometimes. Oh, really? You're going to
So
earn
if you
$10 million more
if you
dollars
look
by
at
2025.
that, okay, that means that within the next 3 years that in product sales, from this point forward, and I don't know where we're at as far as
Oh, I do.
1.3 billion, 1.4 billion,
I do.
something like that. I think it's probably around, based on what my numbers are, I think it's probably around 1.6 or 7.
Tony, you
We're
sold
going to do another $1
less
billion
than
in 3
$100
years.
this
It's not
month.
going to take us 6.
Tony has not sold
So that's where I
more
see
than
this going.
$200
So you think
per
about
month
that, and so you
this
think
entire
about that.
year.
Take what your team numbers are right now. Set that stretch goal. And again, I'm somebody who's a long-term planner, and then break it down in bite-sized chunks. So I need to know what I need to do over the next 3 years to get to that goal, and then go for that. But I definitely, you guys, I would say you're going to double, if not triple, in the next 3
I bet you
years.
could probably double or triple.
Mhm. Oh, I believe that with all of my heart. I
Ooh,
believe.
I just got God bumps.
Yeah.
God bumps.
I think most people.
She
on the
said
call
she got
tonight
God
that are not
bumps.
sitting
Sometimes
at
I
the
put it
highest
on,
of
then I
ranks
turn it
and
off. Then I
their
put it on, then I
business is
turn
not
it
the
off.
highest that they've ever seen it. I think they're going to quadruple. They're going to 10x. They're going to 20x. I see MMBs going to SCD.
No, you don't.
I mean, just all over the place.
No, you sure.
I do too, but you know what? Our goal is not everybody's goal on this call. Your goal is your goal. Your definition of success is your definition of success. It's not
No, they
mine.
would kick
It's
me
not
out.
y'all's. It's yours. So you own that. Whatever
I
it
asked
is,
Toni
you
what
just
was
want
her
the extra
best
$300 to
month this
$500 a
year
month
so far in
to
sales.
put towards, travel sports team for one of your kids, or dance lessons, or maybe you're, putting it in a vacation fund. I started.
where are
because I
you
just
supposed
wanted
to
a
get
shoe
the
fund,
money
and
for
I
the
wanted to shop at
product?
Whole Foods without Jay yelling at me, right?
I just wanted to shop at
whole
Whole
thing is
Foods.
that
That's why
you
I
make
joined
that your
Monat.
goal. We're just sharing with you what is possible. And with this, I mean, you guys, let me put this into perspective. And I love this example. And I talk about this a lot. There's a company that's been around since the mid 60s.
Is it
You
Tupperware?
probably guess who I'm talking about. They have 184 millionaires. They have no 8-figure income earners at all. Okay. So now we have 3 8-figure income earners, right? And we just inducted our 80th MDC.
But this is not from sales.
in 7
They're not
years.
having an 8-figure income
So what does
from
that tell you?
sales.
It tells you that number 1, our comp plan works. Number 2, there is no glass ceiling. And number 3, you're not going to find a better comp plan somewhere else.
I just typed they have huge downlines.
So just sit down and buckle up and go to work.
Oh, by the way, 76 of them on your team, Tony.
Buckle up
They're
and go to
blowing
work. Tony,
so
what would
much
be
hot air
your
up her
advice? Like,
butt.
because, we can find ourselves in this position 3 years into the business or whatever.
Oh, good
But your
Lord.
biggest advice for the person who says, like, I've got 9 toes in, but I've got 1 toe that's still hanging outside the bucket. There's still a little bit of fear.
You should
And,
probably
like,
go see
they
a
hear
podiatrist
this,
if
they
your toe
see
is hanging
this,
outside
but
of a
yeah,
bucket
there's
like
something
that.
that's
Because
just-
it's probably
and
really
we've seen
broken.
The stories, the Sarah Reed stories, right? I was at MMB for 18 months, and
I
then
don't
I threw
understand.
that last toe in the bucket, and then there came SED, months later or whatever. So like maybe just your mama bear, like all 10 toes.
Give me your mama bear.
Okay,
Just
so
give me
the
10
one
toes.
thing is that if you're still holding back, you haven't committed. And that
You should
so
be
you guys,
committed.
it's all psychological. It's all based on fear. Remember, false evidence appearing real, right? Fear is not,
Yeah, I'm gonna
it's not a
need,
real thing. It's something that we
Emily
create up here.
to draw
And
me
this
a
is why
picture
when
of
I saw
one
Mel
toe
Robbins
hanging out of a bucket.
years ago talking about the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 second rule,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I got much
Next
more
up.
bold in my business. The worst thing that people can say is no. And why are we so
What you
attached to that outcome of no?
say?
No just means no, not right now. I know
No.
you guys have heard
No
this
means
before.
no. No means
It's
no.
been said a billion times, but it's so true, right? So when you sit down and you fully commit to your business and you know that you are worthy, you guys, you are worthy and you are deserving of whatever success you want from this business. So look at yourself in the mirror. As soon as you get off the call, you know, like, Mel Robbins said, give yourself a high five. No, look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself every morning you wake up, I am worthy. I
worthy.
deserve whatever
I
you
deserve
want in life.
whatever
There is
I
no
want in
dream
life.
that
There
is
is no
too
dream
big.
that is too
Not
big.
one. You
I
guys,
can
the
scam
only,
a
the
million people
only
to get
thing
what I
that
want.
holds us back is ourselves.
The only
And
thing
it's
that holds
all
us
of
back
the
is ourselves.
programming it's shitty programming, right? How many times have we been hurt or been labeled something like an introvert, an extrovert? Money doesn't grow on trees.
It doesn't.
We can't afford that. Oh,
Money literally does not
whatever
grow
the
on
case
trees.
may be. You know what? That's all been, pounded in our head day after day, year after year, month after month, right? So my challenge, you got to deprogram from that. Truly. Write down and keep a
If I don't get
gratitude.
kicked out soon, I just got kicked out. I say, well, money doesn't grow on trees, and they kicked me out. That was rude. Let me see if I can get back in. Let's try one more time. I don't think I'm going to get back in. They probably blocked me forever. Installation in progress. Okay, well, I got kicked out. I'm just going to have to, don't worry, folks, though. I will have, yeah, they're not going to let me back in, I don't think. Hold on, let me try one more time. Doo-doo-doo. No, I don't think so. Nuts. Oh, well, let's go ahead and don't worry, guys. Listen, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, everybody. Editing Barb here. I don't know what happened to the sound. Well, I do know what happened to the sound. I was recording my Instagram live, but because I was the one talking, there was no sound coming out of the screen, so it didn't record my sound on the screen. Anyhow, so I can't wrap up the video appropriately. So this is just gonna have to do. I hope you enjoyed me watching Toni Vance, and I'm sorry if you can't hear all of the stuff that she's saying because of the things I'm saying, or if you can't hear all the things I'm saying because of what she's saying, but you know what? I'm not perfect. I'm just an old lady that used to sell Tupperware, and I'm trying to learn how to use Logic Pro. Oh, Logic Pro's really hard. Oh, and Final Cut Pro? Oh my gosh, that stuff's hard. I'm too old for this. So I just really hope that you enjoyed the show. And you know what? We got the comment thing on the FTC Palooza. The comment, did you write your comment yet for the FTC? Go right now. You go right now and do it, okay? All right. And remember, keep calm, okay? And I'll see you next time. Where is it? Keep calm, yeah. And I'll see you next time, okay? All right, bye.